and saying hello, everyone. We should be live now. To our 10th, everyone can contribute Käffchen or coffee chat, cafe. And I'm really happy to see a new guest in our round now, who's currently playing with his camera. Nicholas, do you want to give a short introduction in English?
Well, yes, I'm Nicolas Frankel. I'm a developer advocate at Hazelcast. I've been a developer or architect or whatever. I've been holding technical roles for like 18 years, and yeah, since 2 years I'm a true developer advocate. I just code for fun. I don't have project with delays of project managers or like stuff that developers they don't like. I mean, I can code for fun finally in my life. That's good enough great. For an introduction, or do you need like my whole resume? No, you don't want it, for sure. I think it's super boring.
We can look it up on Twitter and LinkedIn and the like.
Und ich kann auch ein bisschen Deutsch reden.
Yeah, that's great, but you probably won't understand my Austrian.
Probably. I cannot even Swiss German. So yeah, Austrian is just like...
It's interesting. There is another Michael in this lovely group who's also from Austria.
And you cannot understand each other when you talk German.
But I would ask him to give like two words about themselves. How is the weather in Lower Austria?
So my name is Mike Agner. I'm a product manager and a software engineer at the company called ZKW, which is placed in Wieselburg in Lower Austria. And we build headlamps for the automotive industry. And I personally be a product manager and software engineer, and I build CAD engines and ray tracer, mainly in C++, so high performance computing stuff. And yeah, and do this for now 10 years now. So yeah. So Niklas?
Yeah, my name is Niklas Mietz. I'm senior DevOps engineer at Verity. Typically, my day work is breaking things on infrastructure side for the developers, and afterwards fixing it again. But also I have a developer background, so I know a little bit about programming and all this stuff. But mostly I'm working in the cloud and doing all the fun stuff. But I literally mostly now in my days I doing blockchain and Kubernetes, so all the hot topics in one company. But yeah, that's mostly from my side. So I will pass over to Rune, probably. So that,
yeah. Hey there. I'm Arun. I work for a Norwegian company. We do some stuff. I've been working with infrastructure for the past 10 years or so, and have a back history with Michael Friedrich on the Isinga team. I'm working on defining infrastructure as code using GitLab as a repository.
Yeah, but I'm the crazy one who knows everyone and tries to make like an interesting and entertaining 1 hour of things to try out. And I think today Michael has prepared something around Raycast. Do you want to go ahead and share a screen?
Yes, Michael. So hopefully you see it now.
Yep.
So, just the upcoming blog post. It's now a draft, but I will push it out maybe today or tomorrow. So today I'd like to show you Raycast, which is a pretty new project, and it's mainly a productivity tool. So if you know macOS Spotlight, like this, where you can type your applications and you can open it and you can search your email and whatnot. And Raycast is nothing else but this Spotlight on steroids. And came across last week and I've played around a little bit with it, and I really like it because it's really flexible and it can do a lot of stuff which can save you a lot of time during the day. And yeah, so let's start. So the first thing, it's only available for macOS right now. So Windows and Linux is, as I know, planned but not out yet. And it's built by two guys named Thomas Paul Mann and Peter Nikolaev. Hopefully I spelled right. And the simple thing is, let's demo how Raycast works. So the normal hotkey is Alt space, and like Spotlight, you see an application where you can type some stuff. And the cool thing is it's a really extendable system. So right now it has a lot of built-in extensions. So like, for example, you can now use Hacker News, and you can read Hacker News without leaving this application. So the cool thing about Raycast is you don't have to have a lot of context switches. So you can use the same application really quickly and get your information. Like, for example, you want to search Hacker News. Or like, for example, which is always cool, is you can also type in, you want to see your GitHub pull requests, and then you see an overview of the pull requests. And then you can select the line you want, and then you can press Command K, and you can use actions based on your selection. So you can open the details, you can open your pull requests in the browser and whatnot. And it's really, really flexible. So it's pretty productivity tool, and it's pretty nice to have such tool, because during the day I have to go to a lot of tools like Jira or GitLab or GitHub and whatnot. And it's really cool to have a single place where I can manage all my stuff, and I can go deeper into the websites if I want, but not I'm not forced to do so. And so it's really cool to have G Suite, and all the cool stuff is already on board. So changelogs and whatnot. And it's a really good productivity tool. So, and this is also the main focus of this whole project, to build an ecosystem around this. So just stepping through. So let's demo how you can set up this, because if you start Raycast for the first time, it will ask you as an assistant which extensions you want to start. And you have mostly to configure most of these extensions. But if you already have done it, you can go to Preferences and just click your extension of choice, press Enable it. Mostly there's always login flow for most stuff, so you can click login on your system, then you can sign in with your GitHub. And I've already signed up, so it's not a big deal for me. And now I'm back in the application and I'm logged in. And with this step, you can see that there is a lot of commands behind it. And then you can just use your, I want to see my notifications and whatnot. It's really easy to do, but in the beginning, it could be a little, you need some time to set it up correctly. But you have, if you have it set up correctly, then it's a really, really powerful tool. And I really enjoyed it for the last couple of days and played around with it. And also a nice thing behind it is it can have script commands. So you have to differentiate between two things. There are extensions. So the extensions are able to use the list view stuff, so that you can see this list view embedded with a nice view. And there are also script commands which are there for doing simple tasks which you do daily, and you don't want to do it, go to the command line and press the command. So you can make little shortcuts to make your life easier. But the limitation of a script command is simply it can just print out what you print to STL. So you don't get the fancy list views or any subcommand from this stuff. But it's really powerful to do so, and you can use Bash script, Node.js, you can use Python, you can use the most known runtimes, and it will just work. And it's really easy to extend. And one word to the extension system. It's Raycast. If I know it correctly, it's now in beta, so it's not officially released in the production version. And so there is right now no SDK, no API for extension building. So this cool 100% integration is only possible with the extension system, which should start around start of the next year, roughly. But there will be an announcement on the website, and you can join the developers program to get an email if this is available. So that's one thing you have to know. So if you started and you see the cool extensions, you have to know that you can only build script commands right now, which is a kind of limitation, but it makes Raycast much, it is efficient as it is right now, and it will just get better over time. And so I've already built, for example, my GitHub to-do list, which is already up in the scripts repo from Zing, and I can just print out my to-dos on gitlab.com. But it saves me a lot of time. I don't have to go to the website if I just want to check what I have to do today. And as you can see, it's just printing out the SCD out, and you can, for example, copy this to your clipboard or something like that, or open in another application if you want it. So it's just a fancy wrapper around CLI tools. Yeah, this was the main purpose of this stuff. And if you like, we can build, if you want, a little script that we can load into Raycast and do something interesting with it. So any wishes?
We could implement a simple command like the Docker Hub search, so that you can directly search on Docker Hub. So for that, you need to use only the CLI, so you can use Docker search to search all the images on Docker Hub.
This should work if I start my Docker system. And yes, should definitely work. Just to show you, there is already a repository from the Raycast guys, where you can find a lot of scripts. So there can use your, if you can search for something like, I've already open Gmail in the browser, for example, but you can see also the GitLab example, or some of the examples. So let's just try it out. I already prepared my private repository where I can start, for example, Twitter. So if I like to open twitter.com, just go here, press enter, open twitter.com. It's not the fanciest application, but it will show you how this thing works. So first you have to know that scripts today in Raycast have to be copied manually. So you can't just clone the repo and just use the script out of the box. So you have to tell Raycast where it can find the script, and you have also to know that you don't get recursive directory search. So the script must be in the directory which you tell Raycast so that it can find it. So the easiest way is go to preferences, go to script commands, and then press this add more directory. Search for the directory where the script is already running, and if you develop it, just check the auto reload. It makes sure that if you change your script command, it will automatically reload your commands. So you don't have to go into the preferences and press reload every time. And I've already told Raycast to search through this mini repository script. And so let's just copy one of these commands. And let's call it, there is no special naming behind it, Docker search. And as you can already see, it's just a normal bash script. It could be Python, it could be Node.js. And the magic keywords are behind comments. So you have some of the keywords which you have to type. So if you go to the script repository, you can see a whole explanation of which fields you have to fill out and which are optional. And the most prominent one is, of course, the title, the thing you search in Raycast, the author, the URL if you like, the description, what it's doing, and the logo, the icon you can search. So normally you have your images folder and put your image there. And then is one real important thing, it's the mode. And for modes, you have to know that you have 4 options. You can have the full output of the CLI tool. So you just use what you print to FTD out and just print it into Raycast. And then you have this compact one, which is a post message like thing. Then the silent, okay, that's the thing which I use for OpenGmail.com or Twitter.com, because I just want to open something and it doesn't matter if what's the FTD out. And inline is also a cool option that you can, when you type it and you see it inline, the response, and with the inline mode, you also get the refresh time. So you can tell Raycast, hey, update this every 10 minutes. So it is opened and it will update the state of this command. So it's just repeated. So it's one of the most important modes to know. The package name is just a group name, and the schema version is schema 1. So, and then you see I have just a simple open command where I can open anything you like in Finder, or in this case, WhatsApp to search. So Nicholas wants Docker search correctly.
We could do also other stuff. I think,
DNS,
and then we need to
DNS.
Yes. what should we type?
We could do a simple DNS resolution. The problem is passing dig as an output is not fun.
With Bash, the Bash script is only good when you have just to print out the out. If you have to read it back, I mostly recommend using Python or Node.js.
Maybe we could use NSLOOKUP if is that available?
Hey, but if you're doing DNS, the demo will not work. So maybe we should do something different.
Ooh. You don't tell Chris about this. Cheers to Belgium.
You should use, instead of dig, you can use doc. Docker is written in Rust mostly. It's a new.
Yeah, that's true. And I think there's a homebrew tab available for that. But I didn't try it yet. It has colors, if I recall it correctly. But I think the more simple thing is to use NSLOOKUP gitlab.com, maybe? Oh, that prints a long answer.
It doesn't matter, because we can just demonstrate if the answer is longer, what happens. So.
Oh, we could use dig with the short answer. So dig gitlab.com plus short. This only prints the IP address.
Minus short?
Yeah, but plus, the plus sign.
Plus short?
Dig gitlab.com plus short.
Okay.
Also dig domain plus short. And plus short only prints like the value and not the header and response and whatever, blah.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's something you need to remember. It's uncommon that it's a plus sign.
I call it NSLOOKUP and just leave the WhatsApp logo for now. But if it works correctly, we can now use NSLOOKUP. Press enter, and it was a little pop-up at the bottom. So we just for now switch to full mode, if I type it correctly, full output. So just look at the full output of the command. So just NSLOOKUP, press enter, And here you can see just the output of the stdout. So easy is it?
Yeah,
So,
next try. After the short, do 4 A's, quad A.
what should I type?
A big capital letter, 4 times A, after, like IPv6. Yeah.
Nothing can use.
Probably we should rename it to dig. Yay, IPv6.
So, and if you have such short answer, you can also go to compact mode or inline. So we can watch the value. I've never tried the inline myself, which was just in the beginning example. So, and you can see the result on the bottom, so you don't have to leave. And that's also a cool thing behind Raycast. So it remember your state. So if you leave it, you can switch. Okay, normally it works.
But how can I now pass an argument so that I can enter GitLab?
Yeah, arguments passing would be interesting.
Yeah, there is also a possibility for that. So you can enter up to 3 values. So you can have 3 arguments. I never tried it myself. I just know that it works. But let's find it out. So let's type in a text placeholder from city. Okay, that's just an example and a full cut. No, full cut. How can I enter an argument? Why does it take it? Argument 1. Optional parameters icon.
They're doing in the open. Afterwards, they're using in the command the $ with 1. It's a bash substitution, so it will be the first bash argument. So they were calling it.
The thing is, it has to be visible here, and I'm not quite sure why it don't ask for it.
Could you remain the NS lookup to dig meanwhile? And the Docker search as how to something else. That's
I'm not quite sure because I know that it's working. So let's check title, search, silent, web search, package name, argument.
You changed the silent mode.
Yeah, maybe that's the reason. Yeah, then you can type. Okay, then the silent mode is required, or one of the modes which is required to do so. So text placeholder, and you say I have to use $. This one.
I think let's first take only the $ and the brackets. We will see if we need to do some Redux magic about that.
So $1 is
$1 is the first argument. When you're calling the script, so search Docker search and passing the first argument, it will be placed in vacuum.
Yeah, but to exit in bash is $1. I'm not the regular bash user though.
It's 1. So if you're writing it in brackets, it means you're doing a bash substitution so that you can pass the value and doing some magic with it. The %20 means probably that they will replacing something. Yeah. But echo is mean only printing out. It's like printf.
Yeah, so I'm like, so I just want to make sure it works. So theoretically, this should work.
Yeah, and put the GitLab in the placeholder in the line 12. So yeah. Press enter.
It doesn't.
It works.
It works, yeah. So I know it can use up to 3 arguments, and you can make it also optional. And as you can see, it's really easy to extend something with that.
Hmm.
And if you want to get a little bit more fancy, you can use Python. For example, if you want to read it back, it's much easier to write it in Python or Node.js. And you can see this.
Could
I'm thinking about doing one with Liverando. So just...
Or HelloFresh cancel subscription. I could really recommend it.
They cancel stuff.
So we could use, do you know the Terraform pizza provider?
Of
Where you
course,
can order
Domino pizzas.
pizza. Yeah, where you can order Domino pizza. So we can use Raycast to trigger this Terraform provider, mostly creating Terraform file and then ordering the pizza.
But anyway, so this one is totally out. There is now a Domino pizza provider for crossplane IO. So you can get your Domino pizza with CRDs and Kubernetes.
Oh, I need to check.
I have a different question. Would it be possible to open up an SSH session or something around that and tail logs? So like cluster shell in Raycast?
Cluster shell? I don't know that.
Yeah, or just like the possibility to inspect something remote, like inspect a running container, inspect pod logs, inspect something you do in your operations and you have no idea how to access it, but you could like abstract it away in a certain way.
So doing a cat remotely, why not? I'm not sure about tailing on log if this works.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because the program needs to actually finish, right? So
you have just the repeat mechanism, but yeah, I'm quite sure it has to end. But I never tested it if it runs. It's just printing out after the application or before. But I guess it has just to exit that display the out.
Okay, but I could, for example, fetch a CI pipeline job output. This should be possible if the pipeline finished.
This should be possible.
Or just like an easy iteration and saying, hey, please give me the current running pipeline for this project and we color some output or something around this. I don't know if you have done this already with your plugin.
I've built a script. The thing you have to notice when you use the script commands that there is a guideline that you have to mark it as template if you have to do something. Because as you know, if you want to access the GitLab API, you have to provide an personal access token. So there is right now no mechanism which can handle this for you. So you have to update the scripts. So that's what I mentioned at the beginning, that you have to copy the scripts together. As far as I know, they're planning to do something to do this for you, but right now it's a manual task. So typically when you have this template.py, Raycast don't find this file. And I've done this with Python so that I can use this GitLab to-do, GitLab issue list, and merge request list. So it's more or less that what you see in GitLab's right up a corner. And I've just used a config file. Typically, it's you have to make sure it's designed that the script is self-contained, so that everything you have to know is in the script. It wasn't built around the concept that you have multiple files. But it's possible, as you can see. I've just used this. You can copy the files to your script folder, fill in the config file with your personal access token, and you're good to go. So, and then you can use anything you like. So, for example, to do, it's just a simple request to GitLab. I've just built a simple class in the helper. It's just used the normal v4 API. I just get back the JSON and just formatted it with strings. So it's pretty easy to do so. And shell scripts for me is good for something I want to just print out or just to execute. You can do anything with Bash script, or mostly, but I'm more a Python guy. So for me, it's much easier to work with Python. And it's it's the same example. Just make sure that you have your shebang in the beginning, and also that you have, if you can use here, as I know, really anything, but you have to make sure to have the Raycast parameter in the front, and also that your runtime is installed. So the thing is, Bash is portable on Mac, so you don't have to remember anything. If you use Docker and you have no Docker installed, yeah, you have to install Docker before daily business. But there is no real limitation, and it's really, really awesome because for me, the whole thing with this to-do thing or Hacker News reading, it's really awesome because it's just to type in 2 commands and I can just visit the stuff and then don't have to leave something, which is really awesome. So
does the interface provide you with like interacting with Hacker News so you can post something as well?
No, that's what's just only for the extension, which is not out now for third parties.
Okay.
So this is in the beginning of next year, so maybe. So
yeah, and I've also read on the website that for now it's like an open beta or something around this, and they might go the way of the basic functionality is free, and then there is some extended power pack or workflows, which Alfred also has, where you need to pay for something around this. So there should be a sustainable business model around it.
Definitely, yeah. But it's cool because years ago I've tried Alfred, but I was never the biggest fan of Alfred. And I come across Raycast, and I really liked it because it's really powerful and it's super easy to extend. So script, as you've seen, it's not the big deal. And I just can't wait for the SDK, the API, to build complete integrations to Raycast, because you can build a lot of stuff with it. And right now you can, for example, as far as I know, you can create issues on GitHub.
Okay, that should be possible with GitLab then as well.
Yeah, it's only a crawl command, literally.
Yes, and then you have the form. You can fill out the form, and it works pretty well. So
yeah, it's the same. I used it for Jira almost now in my working flow, but you can't use it right now to edit tickets or something like that, or what I was seeing. So for example, I have an open ticket right now open. I can read only the ticket issue and all the stuff and the rest, but when I want to edit the ticket, I need to open the browser. But for this case, it's really fine for me. It's enough mostly because when someone is asking me something, I need only to look in the ticket, can read all the stuff, and then okay, probably we go that way or that way. I found it okay that I can't edit directly into that. But what is cool, you can also create your issues directly out of Raycast. So it's also good.
You can also filter stuff, so you can make some combo boxes to switch. So, and this whole action thing is also really cool. So it seems it has forms and lists, but it seems to have to be able to integrate a lot of stuff for this, as Nicholas said, simple tasks or overview tasks. And it's really nice to don't leave this application and it's just one click and one keystroke to get there. So it's just the beginning, definitely.
It's really nice, and I will definitely share it with our teams at GitLab, especially the extension, and we probably should be working together on improving that when we use it on a daily basis, of course. One thing about Alfred, and I've told you this before somewhere else, I've been a heavy user of Alfred mostly because it's easier to lock the screen on macOS, which is kind of not so easy as far as I know. And I use emojis a lot. And you can use GitLab or TweetDeck, where you just type the column and then something pops up and you type something, or Slack. But if you want to just go ahead and use Twitter Web or Twitter whatever, or LinkedIn even, you always need to search emojis. And I found a power pack or a plugin for Alfred, which provides that, but it's not up to date. So the latest and the greatest whatever emoji pack. And this is probably the workflow I've been using the most. I'm not using Java and Ardium anymore. So previous job. So the workflow is gone. And the Alfred ecosystem is nice, but the problem is there are different SDKs or different libraries for Golang, for PHP, and for Python and things around, but it's super hard to discover extensions and also discover extensions which work with the current version. So I've tried to create one in Python, I failed. I've tried to create one in Golang, I failed. And after a while, I said, I have no interest. Writing a simple bash script and doing some ops tasks or sysadmin tasks, which make your current workflows or life easier is super amazing. But if you want to go deeper and say, hey, I want to use the Python library for GitLab, for example, to create the REST API, so you're okay. But you need to provide the output in a specific format, and this is, it doesn't feel so intuitive. And Raycast looks way more, I would say, developer focused, making it easier, building an ecosystem, and probably also using a more modern technology around this.
So you can use definitely the lock screen command. So this is already available in Raycast, and I think there's a script about emojis.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure, but I think there is one in the script repo already.
There's already one. You can search and copy emojis with script repo.
How does this work?
Let's test it out. So
yeah, so we go to the script commands repository, github.com Raycast script commands. And then you have to go search your thing. I would guess it's media.
No, go back to the README, because the README is really awesome in the script commands. Not in this README. Going into the commands directory.
Oh, the commands one. Okay.
Yeah, and there's the list of all the stuff, and there's special for emojis.
So search emojis. And search and copy first related emoji.
Oh, I think our social media team needs that.
So I go with search. So then you are in this emoji directory, and as I told you, it's a self-contained script. It's designed that it's a self-contained script. So you, in the minimum, you just have to copy the script.
Yeah, you need to have more, but.
Okay. Do you need more? Normally you can
because
read it. Yeah, npm. Okay, I see.
Can I just like clone the entire repository and symlink that, or just use it?
No, that's for most things it doesn't work. It's mostly some manual picking. It could work, so so this one should work definitely.
This would be an interesting feature request. Like if I use my ZSH, it also asks me from time to time to update and git pull and do whatever. And then it pulls and it's automatically there. And this could be a way to update your installation if you just like git pull and then you get the newest version.
We could make a script command for that.
Yeah, you can do a script command itself. And also you have to make sure that this works really well for things which you don't have to configure. But for the GitLab stuff, we have to provide an API token. This is not that easy. So
environment, can we read the environment?
No, it's blocking it for security reasons. They will introduce something like that, but they try to make sure that it's secure by default and not unsecure by default. So
yeah, that's true, because
you can do a lot of not so good stuff with it. So I understand that it makes it a little bit more tedious now, but I guess it's just a matter of weeks or months that this problem will go away. And
I think I've read something about querying the wallet or the OS X keychain integration somehow. so that you can like provide access for this specific command or extension then and say, hey, I want to use my GitLab token and this is stored in my keychain and only this application can access this and macOS allows it. But I'm not sure if that's already implemented. I think I've read it somewhere on the website.
I think they make sure that it's a pretty solid basis before they go full production. And I would guess that if you have to provide some API token or something like that, that scripting is not the recommended way. So I think the extension way is much better because they use normally overflow. So it's pretty easy to do so. So I'm not quite sure how they will handle this in script, but the extension API seems to work with JavaScript or TypeScript or anything like that. So it shouldn't be that hard to write something.
Oh, one could also automate certain image conversion things and screenshot renaming and other tasks, like tasks with image magic and so on.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes for blog posts we often use Unsplash, and you get like a free CC licensed picture which has like ultra HD resolution, which has like 3 megabytes. It's too much to serve on the blog. And what I'm normally using is either like the UI, which is a bit like, I don't know which menu to click. But there is the possibility when you install image magic that I think I've documented that somewhere in our handbook, that you can use convert as a command to automatically resize an image or something like that. Let's see if I have that. Image resize. Yeah, I think I've documented that. Since I'm looking at GitLab, I'm documenting everything, even more than before. Resizing images. Oh, yes. I'm sending you a link.
So should we use this example?
Oh, yes. Yeah, the emoji. First the emojis and then try to resize something.
The simple way you can clone it, you can download the zip file. I just copy pasted it. It's so much easier to paste it in my repo. So I just have to make sure that I paste it into the page. Doesn't matter. I have just to make sure that it is in the directory which just told Raycast before, and I have checked the auto mechanisms. So the only thing I have to make sure now is that it's executable. Just call it emoji. So now theoretically Raycast, what's the name of it? Search and copy first. Oh, just the wrong one. Search and copy first. So search for I know Nicholas like Tada. So hopefully it's working. Yeah, copied emoji Tada. And now I said Tada emoji.
So but the call was quite long.
Can you search for a fox?
Search.
No, just I want to see the fox emoji. Emoji fox or whatever you've.
Well, what's the name of this emoji? I'm not sure. Do you know it?
But is it pastable?
Yeah, that was pasteable. So.
Okay. We can go to Emojipedia and look for that.
Okay.
But it's short for it, so it should be clonable.
Fox face, actually. Maybe it's using a different library.
Fox. Yeah. Emoji. I'm not that regular emoji user, so let's try the full one. It's interesting that the script taking so long.
It's using a web API. So I have an extension which is, I think, a binary copy of all the emojis out there. And this is like a local cache then. And I think this one does a web lookup.
Yeah, experimental DNS promise is experimental. Okay, okay. So let's check out if this.
Oh, promise library. Okay.
Ta-da! I never used this library before, or CLI. Yeah, then you get to spec. So it's not the problem of Raycast, it's the problem of this emoji library, which is used.
Yeah, maybe we can reverse engineer that. Another emoji. Heart.
Heart. Yeah. Let's try it out. Oops. Yeah. It seems that, but I'm not quite sure if this is the right answer. This library is really strange. Oh, this one.
Probably you inside right now a malware.
Yeah, looks like this.
It will send you credit cards.
Ah, there are multiple ones. So that's the reason why it's called first related emoji. But you can do it if you like. You just have to use the right library. Christmas tree. It's called Christmas tree. Red heart. Yeah. Heart. Love heart. Okay. Multiple ways to do so. So should we try something else? I have one thing I forgot to mention. If you like to don't type anything out, you have the possibility to make shortcut alias commands.
Oh,
so
that's true.
I can use GL and then I can.
Yeah, this is interesting because I think with Alfred we always were using two or three things to type, make it short so you don't forget anything.
And the cool thing is you can also record a hotkey, so you can make a global hotkey for it, and I understand it correctly. So if you have something you do really regularly, you can map it on your keyboard, which is pretty nice. So I've never touched this previous stuff. Yeah.
So what is the difference between a global hotkey and an alias?
A global hotkey and what?
A global hotkey and the alias, mostly.
The global hotkey is just a shortcut on your keyboard. The alias is just for typing. I can now tap GL and then I'm here. It's just a shortcut.
I break it literally. Because I use for Jira Active Sprints, I use J and it breaks. I think it breaks.
Something for the issue tracker.
Oh, I can see that there is a speed test command. This is interesting. System activity is also interesting because when the MacBook is using lots of resources, you either inspect the activity monitor and see that either Zoom or Docker or Slack is taking all the resources. This would be interesting.
You can check the Bitcoin price if you like.
Yeah. Countdown to Christmas. Create countdown. Oh, it's like pop-ups. Developer utils add SSH key.
You can check the weather. If you know the weather side.
Encode and decode base 64. That's nice.
Decode
generator. Yeah, decode shots.
Yeah, and UUID generator.
Yeah,
that's also nice.
Good. Would be really nice to know which kind of UUID. But which version?
prettify JSON. Pretty prints the JSON currently in the clipboard. That's great. Because I normally use a Chrome extension to prettify all the JSON output I get.
So this should be scripts which you can link.
There is PA11Y, which is P accessibility probably. You can run a web accessibility tool to also specify the UI.
You can use Brew Doctor or outdated listing, so on. Pretty cool.
Whois is technically useless because many details are not accessible anymore with GDPR, at least in Europe. So you won't get much detail out of Whois. Brew. Oh, you can run Brew commands directly.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just a script repo because I know you have a lot of commands with the already existing extensions. So just check out the system thing.
Do you know if it's possible to show a PNG or an image?
I would guess it doesn't work right now.
Asking for a friend who uses Grafana.
But you can join the Raycast Slack channel and ask them.
I think I'm in there, but I'm.
And which Slack? Did I miss Slack again?
Raycast has a Slack channel. It should be either on the website or I got an email from the founder after downloading.
Okay, then check my mail.
Anywhere, I'm not quite sure now.
So it could be that it's not public directly, so.
Oh yeah, connect Slack on the bottom of the website.
Yeah, you need to kind of get an invite or something like that. Oh, you can toggle specific system items. And you can, for example, list the largest CPU process. I can see that Caleb Stauffer,
yeah.
I don't know, is a really good person. Love it.
he do a lot of scripts.
And obviously it's easy. So like seeing not only like the Raycast name in the author column, but more people. Like where is the Michael Eigner guy? Can you search for Michael Eigner?
Yeah.
Calling Michael Eigner. Oh, Gmail as well. Interesting.
Gmail and the GitLab command.
Today I tried the Slack stuff, but I was too late a little bit because you need to set an OAuth token to get access to the Slack API because I crawled the Slack API to set the status.
Ah, okay.
You need the problem is that you need to save it on your local machine. Yeah.
There's the most important command. Set start with the coffee.
No, the most important is set to RGBR, so with an alpha value, so that you can also see the transparency.
No, the most important one is URL encode and decode. Oh, trust me. Especially when you want to use angel brackets in Markdown. You definitely want to know that. Meanwhile, I know it's ampersand GT or LT and semicolon, like less than and greater than, but still it took me like 5 years to remember this exact encode.
Cool. You can copy the lorem ipsum to your clipboard.
Hey, you can search in Figma. This is cool for our designers.
So Raycast can do a lot. The only thing which is not that nice right now is this thing with that you have to symlink it or to do this manually. So it would be really nice if there is a minimal packet management or something like that behind it. And I also wish to do this for the extension system so that you can bundle the stuff.
Yeah, and it would probably make sense to maybe have a library or just some interface and a version system, and then you say, hey, I want to like pin the version or have the dependency on this extension, maybe, but only this version, something like that. And if I do an update action or an update Raycast event, however that looks, I could just like it does the magic for me, and I'm up to date. And when it detects that something would break, it doesn't update anything.
And the cool thing is the scripting you can easily share with your colleagues with a Git via Git repo, because then you can define what is in your Git repository. Because you have the secrets problem, but anything which doesn't need any secret, you can just easily share via Git, because then you can just pull your changes and you're fine.
Can you like open the script the commands again and scroll to browsing? You can screenshot a website.
Screenshot the website? Oh,
yeah, this is
Chrome feature.
It's using PageRes and saves it to the desktop. I don't know what exactly is going there.
Screenshot a website. Never hit. Oh, maybe it is using Puppeteer or something like that. The next unsecure stuff. Just check this before. Oh. Cool.
Oh,
Nice.
we got a tweet. Thomas Paulmann says, so cool to see Michael Eigner talking about Raycast app in a live stream. Wait, I'm sending you the link in Zoom so you can open it up in the live stream. Where is the chat window?
Yeah, just searching. This one.
Yeah. So everyone needs to follow Thomas.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really nice guy. So just have to like it.
He's living in London and was previously working at Facebook. Interesting.
Just install this.
Um,
some images behind it? No. No images behind it. Oh, it's also by Caleb. So let's call it
screenshot.
So how is it called? Screenshot? Screenshot the website. Let's guess me, gitlab.com.
Yeah, just go.
Oh.
Go for it. I don't know if it works, but
yeah,
I don't know how to.
It seems not to work. Pages command requires. Oh, okay. My fault.
npm error. Oh, so you're getting like everything in the system now.
Yeah. So I have to wipe it afterwards.
How big is your node modules directory? Oh, it's just 2 gigabytes.
Oh, it's so small. So failed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
it's used,
joking.
now we know that it used Puppeteer in the background.
Okay.
But I'm not quite sure why this isn't working. But I think we have not that much time to fix Puppeteer. But Puppeteer is already deprecated or old school.
Can you scroll up? There was an e-access error above code e-access mkdir. So there is a permission problem creating this in user local lib for some reason.
Try it again.
Maybe you cannot install it with -- global.
Yes, but normally our tool has worked. So
is this thing available, or that the software is this available in Homebrew as well?
up here, no, it's just available in Node.js or in npm. So I'm not quite sure why it. I think there's a script behind it which is triggered after the install, because normally you don't have two things here.
Pages.
I'm not quite sure if this is probably. Permission denied. Oh, it wants to download a Chromium version behind it. This seems to fail for whatever reason. Fail to download.
Probably.
Normally, you can use Puppeteer it's just Puppeteer is built by the Chrome team, so you can use it to use Chrome headless or something like that. But I'm quite sure that Puppeteer is not developed anymore, because there is Playwright or something like that, which is the successor of Puppeteer, which should work with Edge, Firefox,
maybe Chrome. I don't know. Is there, or does Raycast support something like a boot up sequence where you can, like, when you start it, it starts up some Docker containers which are needed for your workflow, so you don't have to restart them every time. Like, you could use this entire page rest thing in a Docker container, not populating your system. It just, the container goes up when you start your macOS, and then you could, like, instrument everything with, like, a bridge Docker container or something like that. This would be a nice idea.
Or you can use Docker Run, or?
Yeah, Docker Run will spin up every time a new process of a container, but you can do the same way, like you're running a container in background mode with detach and using a Docker exit to start a separate process in the container and then calling pages in that.
Yeah, I was thinking in that direction. So you don't have to wait. So I know a container startup is quite fast, but if the container does, for some reason, some installation or whatever is needed, you could just start it when the app is started, like the boot up sequence, and then whatever you do and you want to screenshot the website, it just does Docker exec and presents you an SVG or something like that. But still, it's interesting to know that this is possible, even if it might break for some reason.
Yeah. So I would guess anything you can do with the shell should be more or less doable with Raycast.
And I think the great thing is that everything is in a single contained repository where you can contribute. So it's,
you can create your own ones. So
yeah, but I think the beauty is in, like, contributing together and improving it together, because otherwise you spread it around the marketplace and everyone has their own repository. And this is like, so I personally have the problem with a huge marketplace and I have no idea where to start or what is good. I need a recommendation system somehow. And I also need, like, quality. And this is something I personally didn't like about Nagios and Asinga and everything which is plugins. Everyone can write some, but the quality is really hard to figure out. So there is no, like, you need to try 5 different plugins. After the 6th version works, maybe, and the quality is not so good, then you start writing your own. I think this is not so efficient in comparison to having a central maintained repository with the script commands.
Yeah, and I hope that the extension system, so the API, will also provide ways, because if they use JavaScript or something like that, it should be easy portable to other OSs as well. And also scripting could be easy, and then you can use the whole ecosystem behind it, with like NPX or something like that. And then it should get easier. So they don't have to reinvent the wheel.
And it would be interesting if you could package Raycast in a Docker contained environment as a whole, and it just does the magic around this. So like a syscall or a file IO thing is just mapped, and it doesn't matter, because I don't know, can you get Python on Windows currently?
Yeah,
you can manually install it. Is it available in Chocolatey?
I use it for years. So Python 2, I don't know, but I use Python in Windows since I guess 3.3. And now we have 3.8.
A different example, PHP
works. But the thing is, when they use JavaScript as a base layer for the SDK, it could be a good starting point. Yes, the npm mass the import problems are there, but you can use YAML, for example, to let it out. Maybe it's a good starting point, because I would love to see this in Windows as well, because at work I have to use Windows a lot. So, and if you have shell scripts and all this kind of stuff, it could get hard to port this. But yes, it depends on the system. And I hope that they have some kind of extension hub planned behind it, so that you can upload your extensions, like with code or whatever system you like, so that it's easy to search for extensions, like you mentioned with Alfred, that it's hard to find something.
Yeah, it would be, I don't know if a rating system is the best way to do it, but it would need some like tag. It's an officially approved plugin or extension, or is it any good? Like the typical question, because when I buy a product or when I want to use a product, the research storyline shouldn't take too long. And especially when the website says, well, we have everything for you, and afterwards you figure out, oh, yeah, actually I need to like search a lot and create my own extensions and integrate everything myself. This shouldn't happen, I would say, because otherwise the users might just say, yeah, I'm not interested, I'm just closing and uninstalling it again. So I really like the way that many workflows are already integrated, and you don't need to care about it or extensions.
But for example, like for GitLab, it having this to do is really helpful for me now. But to have this more integrated with like the GitHub extension right now would be much easier, because creating tickets here, open my code here. So it's just a command line in a nice format, and you can call your commands pretty easy though. And I like the Hackney's reader. It's really awesome.
Yeah, I know some people who also will love that. Okay, do we have anything else which could be interesting? You can get your download link on the website. Super easy.
You can join. If you click the Raycast icon, you can just click join Raycast community. The Slack channel.
Okay. Yeah, I already did that. There is a blog.
Yeah.
The Twitter account is very active, I've seen. So like subscribing for updates is really easy. And what else do we have on the website? They do have a developer program and also a manifesto, like explaining what the next steps are and where they want to go. I really do like that. So the expectation is, I have it opened. You have it also opened. If you click on manifesto in the menu, so they respect your privacy and they're also like building a business. So you don't fall into the trap of saying, hey, this is free forever. So you know that this is something which needs to get funded and sponsored. Yeah, the thing is, we write native code is also nice to know, especially because there won't be any, how to say that, you won't use a framework which is made to work on every system, and then you get only half of the working things most oftentimes. But it's purely like optimized for macOS and maybe in the future for Windows and other distributions, or Linux. I don't know. Should be possible, probably.
It's anywhere on the website they mentioned that they want to port it to Linux and Windows as well, but I will guess it's not next year.
Okay, and there is the developer program mentions the API and access, and I bet you are already in there.
I've already joined the developer program, yeah, of course, because I want to build the GitLab stuff so that I can impact it easier. So.
That's amazing. So I don't need to do anything, and I'm just saying, hey, Michael, please do it.
I have a new feature request. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Everyone on the team says we need that. We kind of so I can bestechen. I can make you addicted to gingerbread from Nuremberg. Should be on your way somehow, but I have no idea about the mail order thing which is currently going on. Sometimes it works within 4 days, sometimes it takes 3 weeks. So yeah, and before the gingerbread reaches you, we will have 10 different feature requests for the GitLab extension then. No,
one is to order Drushy Kixes.
Yeah, you could actually like try to figure out whether austriansupermarket.com has a REST API or something around that. And then you just like you need first off you need to write a monitoring job for Prometheus which monitors the Drushy Kixi current status, or how many packages do you have in store or in your kitchen. I think I have half a kilo left in a package. And once you get that, you can query that. You need to see the nice Grafana dashboard within Raycast. And when the threshold is going, that sounds a little strange. When the threshold is going below a certain number, you just have the Amazon Echo button thing, which auto orders, and you get a new package. There would be a cool business idea. Okay, yeah, it's getting a little late. Okay, yeah, I would love that everyone who's watching or maybe watching this later on will be trying out downloading Raycast, joining the developer program, creating their own extensions, script commands, and yeah, trying out especially the GitLab extension. And let's work together on it and improving it from our daily business, I would say. And thanks Michael for creating this thorough presentation and demo. The blog post will be out in the coming days on everyonecancontribute.com, and like you will always find it on Twitter, and we can also link it in the video description then later on. With that, I would say bye-bye and see you next week.